Good morning! That was really quite high pitched, actually, even for my brain. Good morning. Salamat pagi. I am sitting at my fave place. I really quite like it here. It's nice and quiet in the morning, which gives me the space to not be influenced by my external environment as I try and channel or work with spirit or just sit here on my own, to be honest. But I've been having a experience internally which is communicating to me some information that I want to share with you. And I'll start with my own experience first before I dive into the information that I've downloaded. And for me, through my experience, I have been... sorry, I just saw a sign. I have been experiencing this frequency of interconnectedness. I think from my previous video, working with the elements of surrender and allowing ease and flow to integrate further into my cells, I've been able to kind of form a new baseline for myself, which is being outwardly projected but also felt on a different level for myself altogether. And I'm going to try and explain it in English language through what I experienced this morning. So I went to my morning flow class this morning, and as I was doing my practice, I could feel a sense of interconnectedness with the earth at a level that I hadn't really experienced before. And to be completely frank, I had also experienced that on a different level, a more subtle level, when I was away at my farm stay in my previous video. And so as I continued to feel that energy, it's starting to grow. Another sign. It's starting to grow outwardly and be received and connected with what is being presented to me in my physical reality. So when I was connecting with my practice this morning, I could physically feel the earth's energy beneath me, connecting with my own energy. And that hasn't always been the case. As I was practicing this morning, my guides were connecting with me, as they always do, through my own consciousness. And part of that was the phases of cellular healing that we go through in order to transcend dimensions and bring them down into the 3D reality. Please hold, I need to take a sip of my coffee. So what I have gotten down on some paper here is 3 different phases that I've experienced across multiple dimensions. For me personally, I experience all dimensions. I feels weird to say it out loud, but over the week I've just passed, I downloaded or reactivated dimensions that I had experienced before, but not physically in the 3D reality, upwards of the 12th. But what we physically are moving through as a human race and through the evolution of consciousness, what we are experiencing now physically within our reality only extends out to the 5th. And over the course of evolution, that will shift. And as we integrate and understand and cellularly download, I don't think that's a word, but cellularly download and rebalance our own energy, we will move further into higher states of consciousness, which will then descend us to experience, or ascend us to experience multiple dimensions in one. So for me personally, part of this process has already started happening. And so when I am experiencing my physical reality, I'll experience the 3D, the 4D, the 5D, but in certain circumstances or in certain times or experiences, I will anchor dimensions beyond the fifth. And I'm going to try and explain what you might be experiencing, the 3, the 4, and the 5, through my own personal experience, but through what I've downloaded from my guides. So 3D is really quite situational based. What we experience in the external world existing in our internal world. And that then being a projection, but also limiting the understanding that we have through our own experience. So it can look like limiting beliefs, resistance, experiences being driven by the 3D reality, external energies influencing internal energies, external environments influencing your internal energies, and external influence of other people dictating the navigation of your own existence. For me, that was the 3D. The 4D ascends into the self, what I knew as the self, which is more so the internal world, less resistance to self, almost like a halfway point between, it's the in-between layer of what we're experiencing physically right now. So it's the 3D, 4D, 5D. This is the in-between layer. It's where a lot of the healing happens, where a lot of the balancing between healing and the external world happen. What else have I written down here? Understanding yourself better, expanded levels of consciousness. A lot of, unconsciously to be fair, a lot of my cellular healing happened in this period where I was doing a lot of the healing. But for me personally, it was unconscious. I wasn't conscious of that healing. It also allows for an element of internal restructure to happen so that you can reform your baseline to where you want to be in terms of personal energy, where you want to find yourself sitting, how you want to feel, how you want to embody the energy that you desire to feel moving forward. Okay, that feels good. Okay, so then we go into 5D. I feel like I'm going to need another coffee, but I did just have a double, so do I really? My gut's saying no. Okay. Unity consciousness is what I understand to be 5D, and something that can be experienced here on Earth. Mind you, I say that, but I'm presenting the information to you with where I think we are sitting in terms of collective consciousness. Because every dimension can be experienced on Earth. It's just a matter of tuning your frequency to feel the energy of what it would feel like to embody higher dimensions and the energies within those higher dimensions, or the frequencies. The feeling, aka the feelings. Good Lord. Okay. So, unity consciousness, the connected world, incarnated embodiment, one with all that is 5D. All right, I've got existence in multiple dimensions. That's what I was just talking about in terms of existing in the 5th dimension, but also anchoring higher dimensions within the 5th. Mind you, they're just saying to me too, when you anchor energies within the fifth dimension, you also anchor them back into the fourth and back into the third, which transcends, obviously. So existence in multiple dimensions, energetic influence on environment. I don't know if you've ever seen like magic films where people use their eyes. This sounds really strange. Where people use their eyes and their energetic influence to influence their reality or influence their environment. You can do that. I've just started doing it. It's quite nice because it allows you an element of control that is emitted from your frequency rather than the mind trying to control the external environment. It's a different way to use your energy, but it's a lot more pleasant and a lot more known in my body as opposed to my mind trying to control my external. One in the same with the external environment, which was, I will take you back to the yoga practice that I had this morning, feeling really connected with the earth. DNA activation. This one is like a mixture of consciousness activation as well as... Okay, so when your consciousness is activated, your DNA also restructures itself in alignment with your consciousness. And when that happens, it emits a different frequency from your cells through your aura and projects differently into the external world. Your conscious awareness comes online and is online 99.999% of the time. Through the human experience, as opposed to being offline and unconscious and the 3D reality determining life. Your ability to anchor consciousness into, or anchor dimensions into this reality through your consciousness is activated, and your cellular emission... Where was I going with that again? Hold on. Your cellular emission is projected through your aura and outwardly balances what you receive and what is projected back to you in your... Yeah, okay. So it's like your aura is able to influence your external reality and meet you halfway with what you experience. Sorry, you know how I said in the 3D, the external influences the internal? It's the other way around in the 5D. It's the flip. It's the internal influencing the external, but not in a way that is malicious or controlling or that seeks to constrict in any way. It's just a way of co-creation, to be honest. A lot of us are experiencing this right now. And as we move interdimensionally and anchor new frequencies and anchor new energies and anchor new worlds for ourselves, unknowingly, especially in the 3D and the 4D, unknowingly, we think we're doing it alone. But you're not. You're really not doing it alone. If you're experiencing it, your collective consciousness is experiencing it, as is everyone else's. And together, when we emit that frequency that comes out of our crown chakra, we collectively shift our states collectively. So imagine this, right? Your collective consciousness extends from your crown up. If everyone's doing the same and we're all experiencing shifts internally, mentally, consciously expanding, what happens to the earth? The earth expands. The earth shifts. What we experience shifts. And I think that part of the path that we take now is continuing to embody what we experience as it shifts. And don't get me wrong, it's going to be hard. There's a lot of people right now that are experiencing a lot of different symptoms of what is being experienced physically. A lot of people are unwell. A lot of people are experiencing ailments in their bodies. A lot of people are physically sore or tight or holding tension in their body. A lot of people have sinus issues. A lot of people have throat issues. I've got a throat issue at the moment. It's not an issue, but it's just like I'm constantly clearing my throat. What is happening for you in those moments is your energy is trying to move through your body so you can physically ascend. And so as a result, your body sometimes traps energy, or sometimes energy gets trapped. Wow. Sometimes energy gets trapped within the body as it physically moves through and up and out, right? Up and out. So where you can take the time to talk to your body. Take the time to get in their cells and like absorb whatever's going on, but also ask it to move on. Get grounded in your body, drink lots of water. Salt in water is really a good one to hydrate the muscles, and it's one I've been hearing quite a lot actually lately, is putting salt in water or minerals in water to hydrate the cells or hydrate the muscles in the body. It just gets in a little bit deeper than what regular water does. But yeah. Also, if you need assistance in transcending the energies that you're experiencing, you can find me on Instagram. You can also book a session if you want, but my DMs are always open to people that need assistance, so come find me there. And yeah, I'm going to get on with my day, finish up my breakfast and go do some shopping, and then lay in the sun for most of the day. I've got some cellular healing to do myself. So peace, love and harmony as always. And everything's going to be fine.